Welcome to Tireless, hosted by Tim Taylor, a podcast developed for the community. Which community? All of them. The purpose of Tireless is to share stories, experiences, knowledge, information, to bring people of all walks of life together. Welcome to Being Tireless.
Hey folks, Tim Taylor here. Welcome to the very first episode of Tireless. So, I have decided to launch a podcast. This is something that a year ago, if you had asked me if I would be doing, I would have laughed at you and turned around and walked away. This is not something that was ever on my plan or a part of my list of things to do, but it has started to become more prevalent that I want to affect folks. I want to get my message out. I want to get my story out. Not only that, but I want to interview folks. I want to bring people in from my community. I want to talk to other small business owners. I want to talk to other veterans about their struggles and their successes and their victories. So why did I do this? Honestly, it's right there, what I just said. I have a message to get out. I don't necessarily know how to say it or what to say, so I am hoping that through this medium, I will be able to interview folks and get people to talk to me, share their stories, and through them, I may be able to get my message out as well. So those are my goals. This is why I did this. Who will be involved? Anybody who wants to be involved can be involved with Tireless. You know, we are dedicated to tirelessly working on something. A lot of us in the small business community, a lot of us in the veterans community, we all know that tireless feeling. We're always working, we're always pushing, we're always trying to get to that next level, get that next thing done, get that next contract signed, and we're tireless about it. We're always pushing, always striving, always struggling to attain better and make sure that our children have better than what we had growing up. So this is going to be a platform for myself and for people I know and people I don't know to be able to speak to the masses and get information out to them. I look forward to bringing other business owners in, whether I know them or not, interviewing them, talking to them, finding out what their passions are, finding out about their families, their backstory. It's definitely something that drives me. If you know me personally, you know that when it comes to people in general, I generally don't like large groups of people. I don't like people as a whole, let's say. But when it comes to the individual, when it comes to talking to folks and getting their story and understanding where they're coming from, that's something that really drives me. So I thought that this would be an excellent way, an excellent medium in order for me to gather more stories and learn more about those around me and learn more about people within the community and start getting that information out there because I'm sure other folks want to hear it as well. All right, so a little bit about me. Before the Navy, I grew up in South Florida, little suburb of Boca Raton, down there on the southern border of Palm Beach County and Broward County. Spent a lot of time going to Fort Lauderdale. I was a bowler. I played soccer. I played baseball. Those are all the things I did coming up. Family was always very supportive and always a big deal to me. I have my younger brother who is big into music and music education. He is currently working on his master's degree up at Ohio State University, and I'm very proud of him. I think he's an amazing young man, and he is doing a lot of things. He's a cancer survivor. He's working on his master's. He's been a middle school band director, and just his accomplishments and the things that he's done with his life are absolutely amazing, and I'm very proud of him. And I don't think I say that to him often enough, so I definitely hope he's going to be tuning in and he can hear that, because I don't think I say it often enough to him. So in January of 2000, I joined the United States Navy. I graduated high school in 97, and I went to community college down there in South Florida for a little while. Really kind of struggled with my attendance and actually trying to apply myself to school and what they were trying to teach me. So January of 2000, I dropped out and I joined the United States Navy. Went up to boot camp in Great Lakes, Illinois. Went to advanced school as damage controlman, advanced school up there in Great Lakes, Illinois. And then I reported to my first ship, the USS Wasp, LHD-1, out of Norfolk, Virginia. Spent 4.5 years there and moved up the ranks fairly quickly. I left there as an E5, a DC2, second class petty officer. From there, I went to the Southeast Regional Maintenance Center in Mayport, Florida. Spent 3 years there, where I was advanced to DC1. Met my ex-wife down there. We had a house, had our son, Nicholas, who I'm also incredibly proud of. He's a little soccer star, but I'll talk about him a little bit more when I get to the family portion of this. So I left out of Mayport, and I came back up to Virginia. I was stationed at Little Creek on the USS Ashland, LSD 48. Spent 3.5 years there, deployed twice on board that ship. I was there in 2010 when we were attacked by Somali pirates. That was a very interesting day. Those pirates are still locked up. Here we are 10 years later, and those individuals are still attempting to file their appeals and try to get a different trial to get off the hook for being pirates. And fortunately, the justice system has determined that they are, in fact, pirates, and they will remain locked up for many, many years to come. But I was there that day. It was a very interesting day. Definitely not something that you expect being on a U.S. warship to be attacked by a small skiff with some pirates on shooting at you with AK-47s. But, things happen. So from there, I went to the Afloat Training Group. Went to Afloat Training Group here in Norfolk, Virginia. Spent about 3 years and some change there. I was advanced to Chief Petty Officer while I was there, and that is by far and away my favorite tour in the U.S. Navy. My time at HEG, I spent that training sailors on every ship about damage control, and I absolutely loved every aspect of my job while I was there, from the inspections to the instructing to running drills and watching sailors come together as a team in order to combat casualties, even in a simulated environment, so they could properly defend their ship while out to sea. Just an amazing time. Absolutely loved that job. From there, as a Chief Petty Officer, I went and became the leading Chief Petty Officer, LCPO of Repair Division on board USS Oscar Austin. I spent about 2 years there. I had some medical issues. Those of you that know me know what those medical issues were. I'm not going to dive too deep into that right now. That is a topic for a later time and day. But I went limited duty and ended up at the Training Support Center, Hampton Roads, out of Dam Neck, Virginia. Spent about 2 years there, retired from there as a medical retirement in October of 2017. I loved my time in the Navy. I would recommend to anybody who feels that they need a change, if you're young enough and if you qualify for enlistment, I definitely think the Navy can do a lot for you. As a young man or a woman, if you're looking for that change, college isn't doing it for you, the job isn't doing it for you, whatever, take a look at it. Go out. It's an amazing organization from top to bottom. And those of you who are still in watching this, you're probably snickering and laughing. But I'll tell you one thing, from this side of it, once you're out, when you start looking back, all you remember are the good times. You don't remember the bad times. Yes, there's a lot of work. Yes, there's a lot of many hours put in, time away from family, time away from friends. But you know what? When you're on this side of the fence, it's looking back, you remember the good times. You remember the people that you spent time with, that you bonded with, and it just, in your mind, it becomes an amazing experience that you dealt with. So that is my Navy career, my pre-Navy career. When I left the Navy, I started working for Tradesmen International. They are a temporary staffing firm for the construction trades, and we specialized in putting skilled tradespeople to work temporarily for other contractors. It was a fun job. I did for a little under 2 years. I was the primary recruiter as well as a sales rep for them for a while. There were just some things about that organization, that company, that I did not like. There was conflicts with my moral values and my moral set, and I didn't feel like I wanted to stay with that organization. So in May of 2019, I stepped away from that company and I formed Red Star Services, Inc., and we are a direct hire placement staffing firm. Instead of temporary, we are headhunters. We find folks and we put them with our clients. And I think we do a fairly good job at it. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I love, like I said at the very beginning of this, I love meeting the individuals and getting to know their story, and that's what interviewing is, and understanding who they are and where they're coming from and what they can do, and whether or not they're a good fit for my client. That's always a fun part of what it is that we do. So a little bit about my family. We are a blended family. Myself and my wife Lynn. We started dating at the end of 2012, got married in 2013. We have Mason, who is 14 years old, and he is my stepson, her son from her first marriage. Incredibly intelligent young man. Having a lot of fun watching him grow up. You can't say enough about your kids. He is so smart, and he loves electronics, and he loves mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. I have no doubt that young man's going to go a long way when he gets up through college and starts his career. He's just an incredibly smart young man when it comes to those things. Then we have got Nicholas. Nicholas is my son from my first marriage, and he is down in North Florida with his mother, but he is a soccer phenom. Absolutely love this kid's drive and motivation to become a superstar in the world of soccer. And I definitely think he's got the drive, and I think he's got the motivation. He's going to do fantastic. Young man blows me away every time I see him. Every time we get to spend time together, every time we talk to each other, his intelligence level's way up there as well. I'm very happy and proud of the fact that all of our kids are smarter than I am when it comes to a lot of things. It's one thing I was always worried about: are my kids going to be able to make it as functioning adults? And I definitely think that all of them will be able to. They are all incredibly intelligent young men. So those are our two oldest from our previous marriages. And then we have our two younger ones together. Gavin, who will be 5 in July, and Toby, who just turned 3 in January. And these two little guys are our world. We absolutely love these kids. They are amazing. Watching them grow every single day, watching them learn every single day, it's just amazing. I love being a father. I love being a husband. I think it is the most rewarding part of my life. The business is great. Going out and being successful in business is great. Making friends is great. But being a husband and being a father are just the pinnacle of my life. So that's a little bit about my family. So I touched on Red Star Services a little bit. That is our company. That is where we are like I said, a headhunting firm. If we go out and engage with clients, see what their needs are, and we go find the individuals that meet those needs. Right now, the company is myself and Whitney Toolin. She's my primary recruiter. She's out of Chicago area, Champaign, Illinois area. And we both just have this natural desire to find people, to connect people with other people. We both absolutely love the networking side of things. We both love the interview process and getting to know our candidates and understanding our clients' needs and understanding what our clients are looking for in a new employee. Those are just things that we absolutely drive us. We have a great time doing that. So that's a little bit about us. That is a little bit about me. This is going to be a fun process. I know I'm saying and a lot, but that's because I'm still learning. I'm trying to figure out which direction to go with things. My mind is spinning. My gears are always going. I'm always thinking about what it is I want to talk about next, how I want to talk about it next, and we're going to discuss a lot of different topics. We're going to talk about business. We're going to talk about current events. We're going to talk about people in the world. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about physical health. We're going to talk about everything that is prevalent. So during the intro, during that voiceover, you hear, it's a podcast for the community. Which community? All of them. That's what I'm here for. I want to talk to folks from every walk of life. I don't just want to hear from other people like me. I want to hear from everybody. So if you're out there, you're listening, you're tuning in, I really appreciate you. I can't do this without you. I can't do this without folks being out there and listening to my content and reacting and commenting and reaching out to me. So please, if you want to get your message out, if you've got a message, you think you've got a fantastic story, you've got something to say that you need people to hear, please reach out to me. Let me know how it is I can help you. Let me get you interviewed. We'll put you on the podcast. We'll get your information out there. We'll get that message out. It's going to be an amazing thing. I know it is. In my heart of hearts, I know that this is going to just be an amazing deal. Like I said, I love getting to know people. So even if I don't ever have anybody watch, just the fact that I'm going to be reaching out and I'm going to be talking to people, I'm going to be getting people to interview, that's going to do it for me. So I would love to have a great following. I would love to have a lot of people listening in and tuning in. But that's not the important part. The important part is getting to know people and getting to hear their stories and figuring out what it is that drives them, because that's what I love to do. All right, folks. So we're a little bit over to the 15-minute mark here. This is episode 00 of Tireless. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please download. I can't wait to see where this goes. So thank you all very much. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. All right. Bye-bye.